YouTube family, this is the beginning of the end. I'm deciding to finally cut my locks. I told myself that I'm going to do it next year, but honestly, that day might come sooner. By the end of 2023, my locks may be no more. This may be sad to some of you, but it really is a new beginning. This is a new phase of my life. It's a transitional period in many ways, not just my hair. I recently retired playing for the Harlem Globetrotters. I'm in a new relationship, living in a new state. There's a lot of changes happening in my life. I got my first tattoo earlier this year. Just a lot of different changes. And cutting my hair is just a part of those changes. I have grown to be far less attached to the idea of having locks. I will always have a love and appreciation for the process, for the journey. Who knows, I might grow another set. But this specific set, it's time to move on for me. I understand if you guys don't want to follow my journey moving forward, whether I decide to grow another set or not. I totally understand. Some of you are just here for locks, tips on how to grow your locks and maintain them. But look, I'm a multi-faceted human. I'm not just about my hair. And I've made that pretty clear through the different content that I've made. It's not just about my locks or my hair. It's my channel to express myself and give value through my experience. I just chose not to solely make that about hair. In the beginning it was, but just as I've grown and got more experience, I've kind of ventured off into more fitness stuff and, just sharing different parts of my life. So with that being said, today is a wash day. I don't know how many more wash days of my locks I have. I did some separating this morning. As you can see, there's like some buildup right here because I separated these two locks right here. It felt really good. Usually when I would separate my hair, it felt like I was cheating myself, cheating the process, or not seeing it through all the way. But this time it felt more like a release. It was actually an enjoyable, very beautiful process. At this point, I don't really have any locks that are, well, they're all multiple locks combined, but I don't have any that are like new growth locked together. This is one of the only ones right here. Let's see. There might be some over here. But I'll show you the back too. The back is awesome. I really dig the back of my locks. A lot of these were Congoed up, and I just decided to pull them apart. And it actually released a lot of tension that was going on in my head. When your hair is tangling together, that causes friction and tension and pulling. That's probably one of the reasons that I've been wanting to cut my hair. But, I get that release when I separate them. Aside from that, I just feel that it's time to move on. It's time for a new part of the journey, a new chapter. Personally, I could see myself growing another set. I've always said that on this channel. But who knows? I might get the fade, and I might really be feeling the fade. I'm not really putting any pressure on myself about what I need to do or make a decision about what hairstyle I want. I'm gonna cut it with scissors. Cut each lock off, create a ritual around it, make it very intentional. I'm going to document the entire process, let you guys in on it. Then I will wash my hair and find a good barber and probably cut it down to a really low fade and then just start the process over. And then through that process, I'll decide if I want to start another freeform lock journey. I see myself probably having some type of loose natural hair for a while, probably just using some product and letting the curls flourish. I have really curly hair. It's really tight curls. You can probably see right here. Yeah, so that's how my hair started out when I first started to lock it up. So one thing that I am a bit worried about, I'm trying to let go of that emotion of worry and fear, but just to be transparent, I'm kind of worried about my hairline because this side is kind of lighter than this side. And look, don't get me wrong, I think I have a good hairline, but as guys, it's we only have so many things that we're I really care about this, as far as physical appearance, and my hairline it's one of those things, and I don't want it to go. And if you've been following my journey for a while, you may know this, but one of the reasons I decided to just let my hair do its thing and lock up was because I was so self-conscious about my hairline, and I was tired of going to barbershops and potentially getting it pushed back and doing it myself. And I just decided that was one of the reasons I will let it lock up. And, it was the best decision for me at the time. For the first 2 years of my journey, I did not put clippers to my head at all. I shaped my beard up, but that's about it. I never lined this up for 2 years, 2.5, 3 years probably. I remember it was right after my tour with the Globetrotters in 2022. So I started my journey in 2019, January, and then in like May of 2022 was the first time I lined it up. So a couple years, or it was like, what is that, like 3 years? My math might be off, but it added a new spark for me. And if you could just take 1 second and like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, really helps the algorithm push this video out there. We're trying to make this AdSense money. Let's go. I was kind of dogmatic before, where I was thinking, if you touch your hair at all, it's not freeform, this and that. But slowly, I just got out of that ideology and just allowed the journey to be mine, as opposed to letting somebody on YouTube or anybody else define what that journey is for me. With that being said, the separating and all that, it's each been a step. So separating, starting to line my hair up. I've never gotten a fade here. That was actually something I considered for a while, but just never felt right for me. But that one of these steps is going to be chopping these off. And I'm proud of myself for not letting it, for not allowing the reason to be because of a job or something. It's not like anything like that. I just think that it would be the truest thing for myself for me to do right now in the next coming months or weeks or whatever. As far as fitness goes, it's going to make my fitness journey slightly easier, It'll be easier to work out and not have to worry about getting sweat on my locks. And playing basketball, they're not going to be as heavy, and I'm not going to have to worry about my hair coming out when I'm hooping, because I'm actually going to this overseas basketball combine December 6th to the 8th. So my intention is to get offered a contract to play somewhere overseas, whether that be Europe or South America. I'm just going to go put my best foot forward and give it my all. Something that my partner and I, we've been really talking about is doing stuff for the 80-year-old version of yourself. So when I'm 80 years old, I don't want to look back at this time, 2023, and say, I didn't exercise all my options as far as basketball goes. I retired with the Globetrotters for the reason of my health. And touring versus playing professionally, like overseas or the NBA, it's two different things. Because when you're touring, it's so much wear and tear on your body. As far as we did 125 games in 110 cities in 111 days, which is not for the faint of heart. It's not easy. A lot of injuries happen. A lot of people go home, so long story short, that didn't align with me anymore. And my goals and my health and the longevity that I want didn't align with me. But going to play in Europe or somewhere overseas, that's something that I want to try to do. So I'm just going to go for it. I will gladly share that on my channel, and, it'll be cool to look back on and reflect on where I was at this time. So I say all that to say, today I'm going to wash my hair, and we're going to see how I feel after that. Because another reason that I want to move on to another step of my journey, like cutting my hair, is because my hair is so heavy after I wash it, bro. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I have a microfiber towel that I dry with, and then luckily I'm out here on the West Coast and it's sunny outside, so I can go dry it outside. But sometimes you just don't want to have to deal with all that. It feels like baggage to me. I'm not saying that it is for someone else with longer hair, but for me, that's what it feels like. And this is my journey in my life, so I have to do what I feel called to do. Been doing a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of talking to God, talking to the source. And, when I first started growing my hair out, I was like, it's just hair, whatever. But this becomes a part of your identity. It's like Bob Marley said, this is my identity. I've built a beautiful community around my hair, and I've learned a lot about myself with my hair. It's taught me a lot about patience and and change, acceptance, self-acceptance, most importantly. How many times in one day you can be called J. Cole? That's gonna be something that I'll I'm not gonna say I'll miss it or I'm glad that it won't happen anymore. It's just I'm neutral about it. I always find it funny though when people scream J. Cole when they see me in public, because I mean I can understand why people would think we look alike, but I don't think we really look alike. But I get it. I totally get it. We're both like the same height, similar complexion, beard, locks. Like not too many people walk around having these locks and our height. So yeah, and it only makes sense. We both hoop, So yeah, now I'm rambling and I'm gonna go wash my hair. I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. But I appreciate everyone watching, everyone listening to my words and learning through my experience. Hopefully this provides some value for you. Much love. And if you could just take 1 second and like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Really helps the algorithm push this video out there. We're trying to make this AdSense money. Let's go. It's been about 2 hours since I washed my hair. I let it dry in the microfiber towel for about 30 minutes. Now I'm just out here in the sun, letting it air dry. If you watch some of my old videos, you can definitely tell that I've separated a lot of my locks. It's been a beautiful journey, man. And I'm still on it, but they're coming off. It's only right for me. Make sure y'all like the video. Go ahead and subscribe. And, show some love in the comments. What would you like to see from me for the remainder of this part of my journey? Got so much love for y'all. See you the next time. Peace. It's so interesting because I remember a couple years ago during my journey, there was a time where I couldn't even imagine cutting my locks. And I would see a video of someone at the end of their journey saying how they're planning to cut them. And I just couldn't even fathom how someone could go through this journey and then want to end it. But, that's life. Allow yourself the space to change your mind. This is how we evolve and grow as humans. You're not tied down to anything necessarily. We have responsibilities in life, but we're not tied down to a certain appearance or anything on the external. Just be true to yourself, man. That's my message for the day. Just something I've learned along this journey.